We got a Dragon Ball arc where it showed after the Cell Saga before the Underworld tournament where Goku meets Pikkon and they both go down to Hell to battle against Perfect Cell, Frieza, King Cold, and the Ginyu Force. Now, this was something very interesting and short-lived and kind of something just to put over how powerful Pikkon was by him taking out the previous threat, making quick work of Cell pretty much. And this would made Pikkon seem kind of cool because it took to the point we had to see a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan break down Cell and Pikkon stepping in with, and I'm talking about the dub version. Interesting music, came in, did some flashy moves, and took out Cell and all the Ginyu Force members along with Frieza and everyone else. Now, of course, we got this in kind of like in the movies and a little bit in Dragon Ball GT as well, where we got the return of all the villains. Where in Dragon Ball GT it was for the Super Android 17 arc, and the movie was Fusion Reborn, where we got Gogeta for the first time going against Geneva. Now we got everyone from Hell coming back, and other people that we didn't get to see as well, like a Hitler version with his army, where Gotenks and them are fighting them. But in the show, for this moment, it would have been interesting to see us getting, pretty much having, instead of just only Frieza should have had his whole empire there, where you would have had, the Doria, Zarbon, Raditz, Nappa, Kui, everyone that was part of Frieza's team come back, and just have a good moment to see Raditz see Goku. A lot of people want to see a moment of seeing Raditz return and seeing Goku in his glory, even Goku meeting Bardock some way, somehow. And a lot of people want this. Of course, we got different variations in Dragon Ball Heroes, but we definitely want to get to see this in, the current Dragon Ball, of Goku getting a chance to re-meet, Raditz, or Raditz getting a redemption or something like that. And it just been like epic moment just to see that happen, just to see how far along, what would Raditz think by seeing Goku achieve the power that he has, becoming one of the strongest Saiyans around, along with Vegeta and these other characters, because at the end of the day, this is something that they all strive for and wanted to reach when it comes to all these different type of goals and stuff like that. So that would have been something very interesting for them to do, and to see another arc where the villains return and get to see them in a little bit more deeper dynamic between Cell and Frieza. Of course, in GT we got another pair of them too as well, with Goku fighting both of them in Hell and eventually defeating both of them just in his base alone because of how far his power has come. But in actuality, of course, the arc kind of contradicts some stuff about why Frieza and Cell, all these characters, still have their bodies even though they're in Hell, because technically they supposed to lose that privilege because they didn't do good deeds when they was alive on, the regular living world. So at this point, they should have had their bodies and everything stripped so they couldn't wreak havoc in Hell, which is the whole point why we probably never seen that later on in any other arc or strong villains that go down to Hell, because technically, even though they're defeated, but they're in the underworld, they should still be around wreaking havoc. But them losing their bodies is what makes them become immobilized. So I wish you could probably get another better version of these characters returning, along with people like Dr. Gero, who could have been there as well, coming up with a scheme if he had his body, if that was the case. But ultimately, the reason we don't see this is because technically they're not supposed to have a body. That's supposed to be a privilege. So that's one of the reasons, even though, which kind of interferes with the arc in that moment that happened. But that's just kind of the thing to that. But that's it for this video, short video. Get in the comments, tell us, do you want to see Raditz return and Nappa and these other characters? Get in the comments.